YouTube, welcome to Geek Shh. All right, the Alpine Ridge Thunderbolt card. I purchased mine back in 2019. You see, back then they were overly available, so much so that I got mine for around 30 bucks. But between back then and now, someone figured out how to get it properly working in OS. So what that did was drive the Hackintosh users and the old MacPro users that didn't have Thunderbolt ports to start buying them up. So now if you find them, it's at a ridiculous third-party price. Nonetheless, I've decided now to take on the task of getting mine working properly in my Hackintosh. But before we get into flashing it, let's talk about its current state. I'm able to get power only out of one port. I utilize that one port to not only send power, but a video signal to my portable monitor that I use as a secondary monitor, right? Also, if you go under system report under Thunderbolt, it is not recognized whatsoever in my system. But for some reason that works. Now, if you get jumper cables, you know, you go to the store and you get a pack of jumper cables. If you jump pin 3 and 5, it then sends power to both ports of the Alpine Ridge. But it's a waste of time because it still doesn't recognize whatever you put in there, whether it's an NVMe drive or a Thunderbolt drive. It does not recognize it. So it's really a waste of time. Also, when you jump pins 3 and 5, I lose signal to my portable monitor, which is obviously a problem. So let's go and see if flashing the card will change the dynamics of my situation. All right, so this is how it'll come. It'll have extra pieces that's not really necessary. We just push those out the way. We just concentrate on these 3 pieces. Now on here, you'll see that it's numbered. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 on one side, which is the left, and 5 to 8 on the other side. We're gonna concentrate on the 1 to 4. Pull this out, and we're gonna insert this into here. Farthest on the 1, 2, 3, 4 will be on the side of the lever, farthest away from the lever, on the lever. All right. So we just push this in and pull back the lever, right? The front will kind of stick up a little bit, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. Then we take this piece and insert it. It only can go in one way. So insert it there. Boom, good to go. All right, so then we're gonna take the Alpine Ridge. We're taking the Alpine Ridge and we're gonna open it up. Pretty simple to open that up. Alpine Ridge, TitanRidge, whatever you're using. Just 4 screws on the back. And that'll slide completely off. All right, so now that you have off, this right here is what you're concentrating on. This is the blue chip. On the TitanRidge, you have a blue and a greens, but this is what you concentrating on. And you want to put this onto it. And I've done this a few times yesterday, so now I know exactly how to really orientate it. The best way to do it is to make sure that it's all the way to the left. You want it to kind of sit flush. It's gonna be hard for y'all to see. I'm gonna take a picture once I get it on there. I don't want it hanging and doing it. Yeah, we're gonna verify that that's the right connection. Then I'm gonna take a picture and put it up. All right, let's hop back on the computer. All right, so if we go to system report, then go down to Thunderbolt, nothing, absolutely nothing. Even if we pull up IO reg and in the search, put in Thunder, absolutely nothing. NHI, absolutely nothing. All right, So the first thing you want to do before you even open up terminal, you want to install Homebrew. So first thing you want to do is go to Google, type in Homebrew. All right, bang. Click on it. Right here at the top, it has the terminal command. All you gotta do is hit this and then it'll copy for you. Get out of there, open up terminal. I think I got it installed already, I'm not sure. Just control, whatever, command V, bang, hit enter. You gotta type in your password. All right, so I guess I just gotta hit enter again. And now it's installing. Let me open it up more so people can see it bigger. All right, so now that's installed. Now we gotta type in the command brew install Flashrom. Control command V. I'm gonna put it in the description also. All you gotta do is copy and paste. So now it's installing the Flashrom. Now, depending on your computer, this can take a long time. This could really take a long time. If you got like an old Mac, this joint right here could take damn near an hour. If you got a real old Mac, I done seen it with my own two eyes, so it will definitely take a long time. So that's done, it's installed. Next, we gotta make sure that the connection is actually accessible. So we gotta make sure it's connected properly. So we type in this command right here. It failed, so that means you have to readjust your connection to it. So let me readjust mine real quick. All right, let me try again. All right, so that failed. So let me readjust it again. Try again. God damn, it failed again. What the hell? Oh yeah. Now this one I think is definitely the one that's going to work. Let's see if I'm correct. Yep, knew it. I knew it. I wish I would have put it on camera, but I'm gonna take a picture of it so you see exactly. You want it to definitely be lined up correctly. All right, so that's being shown. All right, so next step is to back up the original one that you have. So then we're gonna put this command in. You gotta type in your password. All right, so it's reading the flash at the moment. All right, so it backed it up. Now, a lot of people get confused and be like, where is it at? It's actually on your home directory. So if we go, this is my main drive right here. Go to users, DP, bang, you see it's right there. See what I'm saying? It's in that directory. That's where you want to put the other file you download as well. So let's download the file that we're going to use. So bong. All right, so it's in there. All these links will be in the description, and we're going to use this Alpine Ridge V3. I think is the one that will get it working. So we download that, and we want to put it in this folder, users/your name, because remember, that's the directory that it's going to be reading from by default. Now you can go into other directories if you know the terminal commands. I'm not great with terminal commands like that, so I stay in my lane. You see what I'm saying? So unzip that, bong. So once we unzip that, this is the one we dealing with, the bin file. So we're gonna copy that, and we're gonna paste it in here. Delete that because we don't need that. Put that into another directory. We could, I already got it in there, but put that into another directory because we could use that later. We got to get the SSDT file. So bong, you see, we got it in here. So now we got to use this next command in the terminal. The bin file is in there. This should go smooth. Now the next command we're going to use is this one right here. It's reading the old flash chip and it's going to install this new one. Now, if it was a different file name that you was using, if you're using different ones, you just got to make sure that you, instead of using this name, you put in the direct name of it. So just copy the name and put it in there, and it should flash it with no problems. So it's erasing the old one and it's putting the new one in. It erased the old one. Now it's putting in the new one. Oh shit, let me record this so you can see it. Show y'all the light that you see. All right, so it verified and it gave our name back. So that's a done deal. Now we could plug it back in. All right, and then you can just also reverse engineer it if you ever have to do that as well. I'll show you how to do that in a second. All right, so now that you flash the card, when you boot up your system, go under System Report and click on Thunderbolt. You should now see your card under there. So let's get on to the next step. So we want to make the ports hot pluggable. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Normally, things like this, I send the Maldan over at Alarilla, tell him what I need. He go ahead and do it, shoot it back to me, and I get it. I get it done real quick. Whenever he get it done within 30 minutes, an hour, I get it back, put it in, it works, everything fine. I move on with my day. But being that I'm shooting this video, I said, let me go ahead and do the research and do this myself. So you want to go ahead and make it hot pluggable. All right, so first thing first, what we got to do to get it hot pluggable. All right, so first thing we got to do to get this fixed is we got to search for IO Registry Explorer right here. If you don't have this program, make sure you download it. If you are someone that use Alarilla, that files folder have everything you need in there. It's crazy. I didn't even learn about some of these files till later on. I didn't even know I had some of these. So anyway, so we go to IO Registry Explorer, and we're gonna type in Thunder. All right, what we doing here is finding our path. So our ACPI path to the Thunderbolt connection. So what we see here, it's PC00 for me, RP09. So that's my Thunderbolt path. It's PC00 RP09. Just so you know, what yours might be different, yours might be the same, however it is. So then in that, we had the AML file, the SSDT file that we opened up before with when we downloaded all this, right? So we want to right click, open this up. It opens up with a program called Macy ASL. So you might want to go ahead and download it, find it however you find it, download it. If you want Alorilla, like I said, it's in that file folder. I didn't even know I had it, honestly. So, all right, so we open this up. Now, this one, the path is PC10 RP21, right? So that's the path for that one. So what we want to do is go ahead and search this path. Hold on, let me click on this, then press Command F, I believe. Bang. So then we Command V, right? So it's 37 entries for this path, right? So we want to click on replace. Now down here, we're going to type in what we replacing it with. Now remember, my path is, what is it? PC00, PC00. Then we got to keep it the same, dot, and I'm RP09, right? So we want to, after we type that in, we want to click on replace all. All right, so we went and replaced all of them, right? So now we have 36 entries for PC00, RP009, and 0 entries over here for the original one that was on here, right? So now we created the path. You press done. I believe you got to do compile to make sure there's no errors. There's 0 errors in here once you do the path. Then what we want to do is, do we want to patch? Nah, we don't want to patch. So we already replaced it, all of them. Now we just want to save the file. Bang, we just saved it. So let's just verify that it's what it needs to be. Open it up again. PC00, RP09. All right, so we just changed it to our ACPI path for us. So now what we want to do is open up our EFI partition. This is mine right here. Open this joint up, go to the EFI, open for ACPI. So then we just want to drag this in here. All right, once we do that, now we got to open up our config.plist. All right, so right here, shout out to Maldan, Alorilla. Anyway, we got to add that file, the SSDT file, we got to add that to here. So we're going to do scan, bang, we got it here. We just added it. All right, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and save it again, just to make sure, you know what I mean? One more time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and quit this. Now this is what we're going to do, because we already got it all figured out. Hot plug should be in there. We want to restart our system, but when we restart our system, before we go into Mac OS, we want to reset our NVRAM. We not only do we want to do that once, we want to do it twice. With OpenCore, it's a button you click. I'll show it an image of it. I'll take a picture and show it up here. With Clover, I can't even remember how you do it with Clover. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's like F11, I believe. You press F11 to reset the NVRAM. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back with y'all. All right, so after you reset your NVRAM twice and log into Mac OS, then your hot plug should be working absolutely fine, no problem at all. To test it, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Sabrent Thunderbolt Enclosure. It's a toolless enclosure that's pretty good for it. It runs about $99. You get it from Micro Center, Amazon, all that good stuff. So as you can see from the video, both ports light up no problem at all. And from the screen capture, you can see that they're instantly recognized, no issues. So what we want to go ahead and do is test the speed, transfer speed, if I transfer a large file. So let's get into that. And test the speeds. I know a lot of people not going to really care about the speed stuff, but some of y'all might. You know, a lot of people use the Thunderbolt connection for Thunderbolt devices. You know what I mean? Whatever audio devices they have, whatever have you. But some people out there might actually care. So let's go ahead and test the speeds that I get using my Thunderbolt enclosure, the Sabrent Thunderbolt enclosure. Now the NVMe drives that I'm using in this test are all the same. I have the SN770WD Black NVMe drives. They all go up to 4,000. I have a 1 terabyte on my main drive, which is the Big Sur. Then I have a 2 terabyte on the second drive that I have in my system. And then the one in my Sabrent Thunderbolt enclosure, that's also a 1 terabyte. So they all go up to 4,000. So let me just show y'all how that go. This speed. All right, so let's go to my main drive first, which will be the Big Sur. All right, that one read early. I gotta go to a folder, a specific folder on there, which will be documents. You know, everybody knows the documents folder is the main one. Bong, 4,000, hit over 4,000. That's a little slow today, but that usually hit over 4,000. All right, there you go. All right, the second drive would be Sheila. Let me go into one of these drives. Boom, one of these folders. All right, same drives. Let me show you the Thunderbolt enclosure though. This is the same one, but for some reason they cap it at 1,500. I don't know why they do that, but they cap this joint at 1,500. It's a little crazy. They don't really pay to get like no, I think all Thunderbolt enclosures are like that. See what I'm saying? They cap it. I guess they don't want it to get too hot. So let's transfer a file and see how it go. Let me open up my clock light. All right, so a little stopwatch. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer a file onto the Thunderbolt enclosure. This is my Radeon 7. I was going to do a video on this on the Radeon 7, but it's 176 gigs. So let me transfer it over to that Thunderbolt enclosure drive. All right, so it took around 2 minutes and 15 seconds, which ain't bad. But what I want to let you know is if you do not make it hot pluggable, where we created the ACPI path to make it hot pluggable, if you don't do that and you transfer a big file, it's going to take hella long. It's going to take like 12 minutes, 12, 13 minutes. But when you create the path, it's now quicker. 2 minutes ain't really that bad. I don't know how great it is. It's really not that bad. Now, let me show you how long it take to transfer from my 2 NVMe drives that's actually on the system that get 4,000 megabytes. So we're gonna go from here to what's the documents folder is a folder that's on there. So all right, so I stopped it like a second late, added another second because I was 2 seconds behind on starting it from the begin with. So it's pretty fast, you know, which is given it's going from 4,000, is writing 4,000 to the other drive, which reads 4,000. So it was pretty fast. The Thunderbolt enclosure is pretty good, you know, it's just capped at 1,500. At least the one I have is. Maybe you have one that's faster. So 2 minutes ain't that bad anyway. You know, I don't really know how much, how fast a USB-C would be. I mean, I could test it out, but it's not that serious. So most people are not going to be using this to be transferring files from one computer to another computer. It is what it is. All right, so on your screen, you can see a summary of all the steps within this setup process. Now, the reason for me doing this video is because when I was doing my research, I noticed that all the videos pertaining to the AlpineRidge or the TitanRidge setup were exclusively for MacPro users, those old MacPro users. And I wanted to do one that was just for the Hackintosh community. Even though those old MacPros are basically Hackintoshes now, with them using OpenCore to update their systems. Now, the major problem with this AlpineRidge is the slowing down of the shutdown, reboot, and startup times. That is an issue. A lot of times I found myself powering off the PSU and powering it back on just so I can boot up quicker. That is a major issue for someone like me that dual boots into Windows every day and triple boots into Linux once in a blue moon. That is a problem. So much so that I actually flash back the firmware to the original state, and I'm using it like I used to use it before this whole process, because that's just something I can't deal with. It's just too annoying. Now on your screen is the TitanRidge 2.0 Thunderbolt card, which is considered like the golden card for the Hackintosh and the old Mac Pros. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start this process all over again. I'm gonna document all points throughout the process, and I'm gonna compare it to the AlpineRidge. So look out for that within the next week or two. All right, so on this channel, my last video, which was part 2 to the Building a Hackintosh series that I started back in 2019 on my other channel, it has about 17,000 views. So what I'm gonna do is do a part 3 to that. Now in the video, I said I was gonna do it this summer, but I realized it's better to just do it by the end of the year. That way it's more topics I could talk about. You know, the new Intel chips are coming out and they're gonna be on the same LGA 1700 platform. So which that means it's gonna drive down the price of the 12th gen and the 13th gen. So I want to see if people actually do upgrades, being that the writing's on the wall and everything is going to be done with the Hackintosh sooner or later. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects the community. So nonetheless, watch out for the TitanRidge video that's coming in the next week or two, and please like, comment, and subscribe. And last but not least, may the good news be yours.